I'm just about to start. Okay, so recording has started now, and I just want to, let's just put forward the thing that I was about to. The audience can see what I've got here. So the thing which I just started talking about was the changes that are coming to the next season, the Raven thing.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, we're losing Ice Block, Cold Light Oracle, and Molten Giant. All three of those are going into the Hall of Fame for Wild.
I'm sad.
I know. Ice Block going, great, awesome. That was just to, auto-include in every mage deck. It was fucking boring. But Cold Light Oracle was only ever run in, mill decks, and yes, mill rogue was annoying with how kind of almost facey it was. But...
yeah, it's true.
But, there's more than just mill rogue, and you know what? I was in the shower today, and I just thought, I know a much better way they could have done this. Make Cold Light Oracle a death rattle. Bam.
Ooh!
Problem solved instantly. You no longer have that stupid bullshit rogue, I'm just going to effectively face you with mill. And it opens up Mill Hunter as an option.
Ooh, that's actually quite interesting.
Yeah.
Why aren't you working at Blizzard?
I put in an application to work on balancing there. They said I wasn't fit for the job. In my cover letter resume thing to them, I put down analyses for 3 of their unbalanced cards and how I could fix them. Also, did you see that coin?
Oh?
Do you know what this means?
I do not.
My whole deck is golden!
Oh! Oh my god!
And it's all terrible!
Wait. What? No, you didn't. You didn't. No.
My whole deck is golden!
Oh my god.
I was actually just about to do the Worstlock when you were season 2 of the Worstlock. Turns out there's been some changes that have happened to it. Some things went up and down in ranking. Evolved Kobold.
Oh, okay then.
Evolved Kobold dropped down a lot to the point where it's now Worstlock material. As did what was the other one? I have a sticky notes thing here. As was Ticking Abomination, that dropped down as well.
Yeah, I can understand Ticking Abomination.
Now, do you know the 2 ones that rose up enough for them to be in the Worstlock?
No, I don't.
For them to not be in the Worstlock anymore, I mean. Captain's Parrot.
Oh, okay then.
Captain's Parrot is no longer in the Worstlock. Apparently, that's considered a good card now for some reason.
Sure.
And also Cursed Disciple, that 4 mana 5/1 Death Rattle Summoner 5/1. I entirely understand Cursed Disciple going up, because Cursed Disciple's actually a pretty good card.
Yeah.
Because basically, for all intents and purposes, you are paying 4 mana for a 5/1 with Divine Shield. You wanted to not kill the Keening Banshee there, didn't you?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just I'll just let that thing sit there, do its own thing, and then it's just nope.
Yep.
Oh well.
But yeah, I entirely get why, because yeah, it's a 4 mana 5/1 Divine Shield. That's really good, actually. That is Zulok levels good. Just, it's not quite the low mana cost they tend to have. But 1 mana more isn't that much with it. And to top it off, it's able to benefit from death rattles. It's able to benefit from death rattle, positive stuff. I have no idea why it was ever ranked low enough to be in the Worstlock. Here's one I entirely understand being ranked low enough to be in the Worstlock, though.
Ah, yeah.
I get why
That's
this...
a pretty bad card.
Yeah. He has helped me out sometimes, but I am very well aware that he is not a good card. At all. Is this just Freeze Mage?
No, actually, it's not. This is Armor Mage.
Ah. Got it. Oh yes, that's a card which I can only use with one other card in my deck.
Oh, Spellweaver now.
Yes, Spellweaver's always been in there. For some reason, they're rated a lot lower than Evolved Kobold. I guess because it's harder to play Spellweaver into a +2 damage spell than it is to do Evolved Kobold. Like...
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, you can do Evolved Kobold into a Blizzard, you can't do Spellweaver into Blizzard. So I'd love to throw a Spellweaver at Blizzard the company. just immediately, just throw spider people at Blizzard. That's my day, all day, every day.
Oh, the Boogie Monster.
This was ungodly expensive in Dust to make this.
Oh. Oh, our Lord and Savior, he looks so good.
I know. He's barely animated, but what animation there is with it, he's pretty nice. But yeah, I don't get Captain's Parrot suddenly shooting up. I guess with patches gone from being like a really big thing, you actually kind of want to get, like, you don't want to have that. I don't get it. I don't understand why patches of all things is up there now. Not patches, why Captain's Parrot is up there. I also don't get why some of these cards are considered bad enough. Like, yes, Giant Mastodon, he's below curve, but he's a fucking huge taunt.
Yeah, true.
Like, yes, vulnerable to any kind of kill card, but he's still... But if you've exhausted their kill cards, how the fuck do you deal with this efficiently?
Yeah, it's pretty hard. I'm looking at my cards and I'm having a tough time thinking of how I'm going to deal with it.
Exactly, but apparently one of the worst cards in the game. And I mean, I get like stuff like Faceless Behemoth being considered that bad because, you know, it's 10 mana 10/10, which is entirely on curve, but you know, you have to put an entire turn into it. It has no kind of immediate impact on it, so yeah, fair enough that that's considered so bad. I've noticed that, like, for the most part, what people think are bad cards are just like ones that have extreme stats and stuff. Like look,
Silver Patriarch.
yeah. But like, look at these two or whatever. I'd definitely say Silverback Patriarch's a terrible card, but Morgan Grease is not bad. He's like Chillwind Yeti levels of decent. He's basically an actually okay Magma Rager kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. It's...
Oh, fuck me.
Oh. That's a good pull.
Yeah, not so good for me, though. Fuck. There's the Abomination!
Oh, ticking Abomination.
And, yeah, like, I can get why he's ranked that way, because, you know, you can't really afford to have much of a field with him out. I'm being risky here, but,
yeah.
You know, I don't get Venomance either, like, it's poisonous, its attack stat is irrelevant.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It just
I've always
kills
liked,
things.
yeah, poisonous cards.
Yeah, exactly, because it's... Like, I kind of wish they'd add some, like, support for poisonous now that they've made it a keyword, but they don't like to do that thing. where, you know, they give keywords meaning.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm waiting for the card which I can use this thing with, but he doesn't want to come.
Oh. That's a bad card?
Yeah, Dragon Hatcher is considered one of the worst cards in the Worstlock from recollection. It's the only things considered worst in it are the Grok Fu Master and I think Tanaris Hog Chopper. Those are the only ones which were considered worse than Dragon Hatcher from recollection. The reason being that most dragon cards, their value lies in their battle cry. The only exceptions being like Ysera, Deathwing, Dragonlord, and like Fairy Dragon or stuff. But if you're pulling a Fairy Dragon, you're not getting good value from Dragon Hatcher.
Yeah. I mean, even if you just got like the regular Deathwing, like 12/12 Dragon, it's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, true. But you kind of want the regular Deathwing to have its whole effect.
Yeah, I suppose. I guess in that case,
everything has 4 attack eventually here. TT Chess doesn't have it right now, but... Oh no. But yeah, but yeah, I don't quite get some of the cards in the Worstlock now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, some of them make sense, but others, I just think that they've got a lot of hidden potential.
Yeah, the community's just too dumb to realize that.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you do this? You're fucking stupid. But, yeah, I've got my golden Worstlock now, so that's all cool.
Yeah, that... So I take it you've gotten a golden Major Domo?
I actually don't. Major Domo is not considered bad enough to be in the Worstlock.
Oh!
No, Major Domo is actually Major Domo is actually like a 3.2 or something. That's...
What?
I know!
Alright. Okay, whatever.
I know, this is what I'm saying, like, I don't understand! Freaking Magma Rager has a better ranking than Ice Rager!
What?
I know!
Uh,
It's clearly a bunch of people just doing some fucking stupid meme, but it's like... Fucking... Why?
Yeah.
That can basically be, Also, people seem to think that having, that giving the opponent a mana crystal is the worst thing you could ever do.
It's not the best, but it's not the worst.
Because I've just realized that literally every single card that gives the opponent a mana crystal is in this deck.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know what cards are in there now. Well,
Yeah,
some of them at least.
well, you know 2 of them because there's 2 cards that give the opponent a mana crystal.
Wait, there are only 2?
Well, some do unintentionally, like, for instance, Temporus, or whatever that dragon's name is, because it gives the opponent another turn, therefore another mana crystal. Right. But outside of ones like that, yeah, there's only 2. From recollection, and I do have fairly good recollection when it comes to these kinds of things. You know, I think this might be one of those rare occasions where this actually kind of comes in handy. I only need that 1 damage to pop the Divine Shield.
Well, that is true.
And if that's a noble sacrifice, well then, I'm fine with having Silverback Patriarch take that too.
The light dims, but we fight.
Yep. Like I said, I'm fine
Yeah.
with having him take that.
Yeah, you called it.
Time for an old favorite. Actually, no, not yet. Now I make the board be consecratable.
Oh,
Because
why don't I have a consecrate when I need it?
because I love the oh my goodness, Silverback Patriarch getting value there, taking a stampeding Kodo.
Stampeding Kodo did something good, so it took out something.
I wouldn't call taking out a Silverback Patriarch good.
Well, it's better than not taking anything out at all.
True.
Oh, you've just lost, friend.
I know.
But,
I thought it was like you were going to like do a Leroy Jenkins or something and give me a ton of minions. I was like, oh no, and I'd be like, oh no, but no, it wasn't that.
No.
Yeah, no, what? I don't really care that much for this, so you know, if Ticking Abomination dies here, I don't actually care that much. Cause it's fucking
Actually, then it
Mogor's
would-
champion.
Hurts.
You're too scared of taking that 8 damage to the face.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I'm just like, I don't care really, it's Mogor's champion. He is an old classic. How many turns
good-
until that
Oh!
kills me?
Good old Ancient Shade.
I am very glad Ancient Shade... I've put 2 Ancient Shades in this deck. Everything else is 1 card, but Ancient Shade I had to do 2, and it was still considered bad enough to be there. Oh, look how flawlessly...
That is also
Look how flawlessly... Look at that! It was literally the turn that did it. Oh my god. But look how flawlessly my board trades into this.
Yeah. But at the same time, I didn't want to take 13 damage, so I kind of had to do it.
Here, have a mana crystal. You're almost at 10 already. May as well speed it up a bit.
Not gonna matter at this point.
It's like, yeah, did you have some... Unless you have a 10 mana play you didn't with 9, this isn't going to change much.
The light dims, but we fight.
Reporting for duty.
Oh.
Watch the hair.
I realized the thing I could have done better earlier. See, the worst thing is like that now this is still like the worst deck, just now it's according to the people. And it's still got a lot of very bad cards, so it's still really humiliating if you lose against it.
Oh, absolutely it is. Especially when you're running good cards.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, pun.
If I must.
Ugh.
Yeah, an Arcane Golem putting in work.
Locked and loaded.
I know, the Arcane Golem actually did a lot of good there. You know what? Fuck it. This is the only demon I have in the deck, so I have to wait for Halfiend and Demon Fuse to be together.
Oh wow.
And so I have no dragons in the deck, so Dragon Hatcher actually is an amazingly bad card for me.
Oh, okay.
Because there's no
Oh, right, you
bad
have a
dragons. Except for the store. I was going to be like, go ahead, hit Halfiend. I don't care about my hand anyway.
For duty.
Why would I do that when I can hit the face?
We know there's nothing good in it. Yeah, this was the thing I realized when your thing turned into a Stegodon, I could have shot it out with Helmet Nesting Worry.
Oh, actually, yeah, that would have been really good.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was like, no, wait, I was like, no, I can wait for another one. Because I can deal with this right now. I might not be able to deal with the next one.
I wonder.
I'm just like hoping you've drawn Holy Wrath now and they're gonna like 25 damage overkill me.
No, unfortunately I don't. It makes me sad.
Oh.
Otherwise I would.
Because that would be the best way for this to end.
Absolutely it would.
It's like my Holy Wrath before didn't work, but this one sure as hell did. Way too well. Fuck me. Oh yeah, and we're gonna be losing this in standard as well. Like the
What?
giant kill deck, because you know.
Yeah, Molten Giant.
Yeah.
That's what I hate most about it, because I can't run my multi-meme deck anymore.
Yeah,
It makes me
exactly.
sad.
Like, the fuck are they? Also, you know what's a wonderful thing about the 2 like +2 spell damages I've got? There's only one spell
What?
in the game that's rated bad enough to actually be in here, and it's Demon
what's
Fuse. You know, the one that doesn't benefit
Wait, so
from.
Unwilling Sacrifice isn't bad enough to be in there?
No, an Unwilling Sacrifice is actually rated pretty well, in conjunction with Devil's Saw Egg. Reason being because they work well together. Heck, that's what I do in my deck. It's, like, Unwilling Sacrifice has, like, really good uses, and people aren't stupid enough to not understand that. People are smart enough to understand that Unwilling Sacrifice has its good uses. There, same thing with, I don't quite get why Dark Bargain isn't considered bad enough to be in the Worstlock. Because I'd consider it a hell of a lot worse than, you know, its counterpart Deadly Shot. Sure, it's dropping 2 cards from your hand, which is now good if you've got the quest, but freaking, it's not a good deal.
Yeah, it's not.
If you could destroy 2 selected cards, yeah, I'd say then you've got something going for you, but just no. 2 random cards is no. There's definitely. I'm like now thinking like, does it deserve to be? Yeah, I would say that Dark Bargain deserves to be in the Worstlock more than Demon Fuse does. Yeah, I just heard that. Because Demon Fuse downside is gives your opponent Mana Crystal for +2 stats over what would normally. I guess actually no, +1 stat over what would normally be given for that mana. Has to be a demon, but let's be honest, you probably have a demon if you probably have multiple demons if you're doing a warlock deck. If you're putting in Demon Fuse, you've got multiple demons, so you don't care about that when you're looking at balancing for it. So it's 1 extra stat point for gain a mana crystal. Same thing as Arcane Golem is. Whereas Dark Bargain is dropping 2 cards from your hand, which, as we've seen from the Succubus card, is considered to be like 2 extra stat points, but you're not getting any benefit out of it. So it's just, I have shit, like, I just lose 2 cards for no reason. Yay.
Hmm.
And I don't... Why is that considered good? But Demon Fuse is considered bad. Don't understand.
Reasons.
It don't make no sense to me. I also, like, I understand the whole thing it has with it. Like, I understand that it's got its effect, but I don't get why they have to do the visuals for it every single time, even after it's gotten. Like, even when it's not changing its attack.
Oh, hang on, I've got to go feed animals. I'll be right back.
Aha, now it's my chance to win.
Oh.
I wonder. There is little time.
Panic. Okay.
I'm going to guess Evolve Shaman.
You got it right.
How could anyone have known?
Ancient curse.
You know what really sucks with Ancient Shade?
What's that?
The Ancient Curse is considered a 4-mana card.
Wait. Really?
Yeah. Look at it. Look at it. Hover over Ancient Shade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's considered a 4-mana. Ancient Curse is 4 mana.
Oh.
And the thing that really sucks about that is that 2 of the 3 princes, excluding Malkazar of course, are in this deck.
Question. So does spell damage plus 2 affect the Ancient Shade?
I have
and the
no
curse?
idea. I don't think so.
Very curious now.
But yeah, do I have the very first anti-synergy in Hearthstone?
You are shivering.
Well, that's a fairly decent pull. Have I created anti-synergy in Hearthstone is the question
That
here.
would be hilarious.
Oh, goodness. It was not known whether it was a thing before, but now it might be known. Probably not though. Wait, I can kill that! I can kill that frog! No, I could have killed that frog!
Not today.
Hmm.
Silence
Effect I don't care about. Effect that is pretty much useless for me.
Thanks.
If only Prince Taldarim had anything good, then he would be good.
Repairs available.
Going to die.
You know, realistically, you could just do 5 damage to me this turn and I'd lose the next turn. I'll just draw both my ancient curses and die. You know how it goes.
To do something cool and then double ancient curse. Lose the
Yep.
game.
I mean, it's hard to do something cool with this, with these cards. Yeah, you're just like, you know, he might actually be right about that. I didn't draw Ancient Curse. What the fuck is this? Oh my goodness, what is wrong with this world? I didn't draw another Ancient Curse.
I believe. Damn.
So, here is my hope that I somehow discard the Ancient Curse from my hand by Alfin taking damage as I draw it. Somehow. Oh my! I wonder if Halfiend... Oh wait, no, Halfiend is, yeah, when it takes damage. I was thinking, like, if it was when I take damage or something like that, then I would be curious as to whether it would work with, you know...
Oh, princes. Nice.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Going to die.
This is actually threatening lethal.
Oh, I didn't even realize I was down that low.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, like, this is actually threatening lethal here. You better actually have something in your hand or a fucking, like, taunt totem coming out of that thing, or else you actually die. That will do it. So now I saw job as a fed. I was just like, that's never going to actually happen against a person.
But it might happen against the AI.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like thinking that might not be so bad. Oh, yay. Another lovely classic. Look, same stats as Dragon Hatcher.
For a third of the price.
Oh,
Actually,
good.
no less. I didn't realize it was a 2 mana.
Yeah. You know what's a great thing? You could actually just hit me to 6 damage and just... I can't kill you back. Because of the fact that, you know, if I tap to attack with it, I die.
Yes, I know, but what? I want the ancient curses to kill you.
True. I want that too. I want double ancient curse to kill me. That's why I didn't life tap there. Oh look, I would love it if it's like at the end of your turn, recruit a dragon, summons ancient curse from my deck. It's like, yes, this is a dragon. Clearly. We obviously know what we're talking about with this. You know, it's gonna reach a point where there's nothing but ancient curse in my deck.
Yeah. And we're probably going to get to that point because we're waiting for it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh.
God.
Hey look, really big boy.
Ooh.
Yeah, it occurred to me there's actually enough. I've actually got some big boys in this deck now. It's still gonna be a fairly big boy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's an 8 mana thing! There are not...
Still.
Okay, 7 mana, there's some bad stuff. That's not so bad, though. Oh, and look, I've got that one dragon that doesn't exist in my hand right now. Like, that was an effect I could have actually used. If I had dragons.
Yeah.
It's gonna reach that point sooner or later. Where I draw Ancient Curse into Ancient Curse. Because that's why I said earlier that it would go down, is Ancient Curse into Ancient Curse. Even though, you know, as we do this, we're kind of forcing it, but we can't force the Ancient Curses to be right next to each other. That's for the game to make my prediction come true on. Come on, game. Prove me right. You know you want to. I feel like there's another minion that you could have saved that Hex for, which would be much more problematic.
Yeah, probably.
It's not this one. It's not this one.
It's very much not that one.
This one is, yeah. You know, it's going to be really tough doing the whole heroic dungeon thing with this.
Ooh.
You know, Frozen Throne. Because that is a heroic dungeon. Like, seriously, everything in there is set to heroic difficulty, effectively. Oh, yeah!
Yeah, I realized it too.
You know, you're waiting for it to happen, I'll wait for yours. This deck did have a chance to kill you, granted it's because you're letting it. Think of it if I'd actually gone down. Is it into another Ancient Curse?
Oh. Hey!
Yeah. Who called it?
Granted, there were 2 cards left in your deck.
Well, there was 4. Yeah, there was. But the thing is that it wasn't about that. It was about way back when I played that second one. I said that I would get killed by them back to back. And what do you know? I got killed by them back to back. But I want to point out, if I had actually gone that Backstreet Leper at an earlier point in that game, I could have legitimately won that.
Yeah, you actually could have.
Yeah. So, even against actual people, actually good players,
Mediocre.
this can still win.
Well, I don't know about a good player, but you know.
You fucking like better than 90% of the players. That's not saying much, but it's still fucking... You can still say, like, I'm better than 90% of most Hearthstone players because most Hearthstone players wouldn't know how to open up a freaking packet of chips without parental guidance. They'd cut themselves on the freaking... Oh my gosh. There's a lot of 4-drops in this deck. I find it funny how Prince Valinar is considered, you know, like a very bad card. But the thing is, like, you know, if you can get his effect off, if you have no other 4-drops in your deck, Prince Valinar's actually quite good. Like, that's a very good... Like, 4 mana, 4/4 taunt lifesteal. That's really good.
Yeah.
And...
Very good.
So obviously his low ranking would therefore have to be, there's some really good 4 mana cards which are run. Nothing comes to mind particularly for that other than like Fireball, Swipe, Consecration, those kinds of things. But, what I'm seeing, you know, with my Worstlock deck is a whole lot of 4 mana cards. So, if so many 4 mana cards are this bad, then why is it that they're not... Why is Prince Valinar bad? Do they just hate 4-mana cards? Is that a thing? Hearthstone community just has
Probably.
a prejudice against 4-manas?
They're a racist. Racist.
They are racist.
Yep.
They watched Erased and didn't like it. You fucking heretics.
Heretic.
Well, I mean, Erased, the anime Pope said Erased was best anime of 2020.
No.
What, have we got synergy?
Ooh.
Oh. When you did the
Something
gasp,
fell over.
when you did the gasp, no, I thought like you had some crazy synergy that I'd never heard of before with Plated Beetle of all things. And I was going to be like, oh my goodness, if you actually had something like that. See, the thing is, there are some good combos I can see this deck being able to pull off, but they require a very specific set of circumstances. For instance, one of those really good sets of one of those really good things I could pull off is Tanaris Hogchopper into Prince Teladarum, giving me 4/4 and 7/7 with charge. But the issue is, you know, having them be in that position.
Yeah.
And against an actual human player, that's never going to occur. Against AI, though, that might be a win condition. And you know what? Having Prince Teladarum copy the Boogie Monster, not bad.
Oh yeah, actually, that would be semi-decent.
Yeah, having a freaking... Like, sure, it's starting as a 3/3, so it's more susceptible to dead, but... You know, if it can kill anything with its attack, that's not so bad suddenly.
Value Town.
Yeah. Speaking of which, if this can kill literally anything, it becomes a decent card. That is the rule of Boogie Monster, effectively. If they just make it...
Unfortunately, it has that prerequisite.
Yeah, it has that requisite of needing to attack to kill the thing.
Yeah.
And I think they really just shouldn't have done that. Because Boogie Monster would actually be... It wouldn't be considered great, most likely, but it wouldn't be considered as terrible if, you know, not for the whole it has to attack to do it.
Yeah. Or even if it was attacks, like if this attacks a minion, gain +2/+2, that would be really good.
Yeah, exactly, because then it like gets it on the going in on it, but it has to attack and kill for to be a decent card, and then it has to do it again for it to actually be good. Oh, if you keep doing that, soon you won't have enough armor to attack with your ironwood. What are you gonna do then?
Uh-oh, what am I gonna do now?
Look at this big boy. He's so big. And possibly a boy. I don't know.
It was a very big boy. I'm scared
It's
of that big
Eldritch, so... Do Eldritch perceive gender?
boy. Yeah, these are the questions that really need to be asked.
Yeah. Freaking... I want to play Prince Valinor, but I have so many fucking 4-drops in this deck. It's like, what even is life?
A lie.
Oh, yay. Oh, come on. Hey, look, a punchy man. He could punch you. And look, he's another 4-drop. What a surprise. See, here's the thing which I don't get with the like reasons what with Dragon Hatcher being so bad, because like as we talked about, you know, if you get out any of the big dragons, then he's good. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Just about all of the dragon, like whenever someone says, "Oh, I'm a dragon priest" or something like that, you know what the only dragons they're running are? Fucking big ones.
That's very true. It's not often that you'll see people that are dragon decks in general that have small dragons.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't see a dragon deck running Fairy Dragon, or sometimes you see them running like Twilight or Midnight Drake, generally Twilight Drake, because having a huge amount of health is often better for what those decks are trying to do. But, and you'll see the 4 mana 2/6 gain taunt one as well. You'll see the priest run the small dragon things, I guess, because, you know, it's just 1 mana 2/3 is good. But outside of those, I don't think there's any dragons people like ever even think of running that aren't huge ass ones. I'm right now thinking that there's like maybe freaking like 7 4-cost cards in this deck. Wow. And a bunch more 3-cost cards. So my princes are not going to often have their effects happen. That being said, I don't feel that the princes are too bad as far as like stat lines go. Like even without their effects, I would hardly say the princes were bad enough to be rated as low as they are.
Yeah, I don't get that, because I mean, sure, you have to build your deck around them, but when you do build your deck around them, they actually become pretty good cards.
Yeah, like, and this deck is not built around them at all, so this deck showcases the worst parts of the princes. But I guess that people were like, oh, Prince freaking Kelseth, or whatever his name is, the 2 mana 2/2 one, lets rogues win the game if he's in their hand at the start of it. So therefore, if any other prince doesn't let you win the game by simply being included, then it's fucking shit.
Oh damn, didn't kill. Thought I was going to.
Yeah, the ancient curse.
Yeah.
Let's increase those odds. And you know what? I reckon we should get all those taunts out right now.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh value! Look at that value!
I mean, it doesn't really compare to the value of a fucking 9 mana card. Fucking good job again, Blizzard. Really good job balancing. I guess the issue is that druids have a lot of fucking huge taunt minions. So it's not hard to make that card be good value or anything. You don't even have to build your deck around it. You could just throw that into literally like a Cthulhu druid or a Jade druid. Just about any druid deck and it will still be good.
I spread the master's wind.
I'm out of cards.
Ah!
No, I'm out of cards.
I have beaten you now. The other thing that I did contemplate Hemet Nessing worrying was your first beetle. I was like, is he even gonna have another beast? Oh, I see what you got here. Is you got the 3 death rattles, and one of them is your big boy. And he brings back all the taunts, so it's like just a bunch of things that interconnect. See, like if fucking if Blizzard went and made these cards more reasonable with it, this would actually be like, you know, something really cool and stuff. Instead, you've got these cards which are just kind of like really way too good in most circumstances. Maybe if Blizzard made it, there was actually like some fucking restrictions on these things.
Yeah, that would require them doing work.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not be unreasonable.
Yeah, You know, like, what? Why fucking make the Cold Light Oracle be more interesting when we could just remove it from being played?
Easy fix.
Like, ah, gosh. And the thing that, also, like, it occurred to me, why is Crypt Lord a druid card?
I don't know.
Like,
It
why
just
isn't
is.
that a priest card? That seems much more like a priest card with its effect.
I guess, but having it in priest would open up some like easy OTKs.
Priest already has
Well,
shit
not
tons of
necessarily
easy OTKs.
Yeah, I know, but
Priest is
more, I guess.
Priest is easy OTK to deck, and I mean they like heck in was it that same expansion? No, it was Kobolds. Okay, because I was going to say because in Kobolds and Catacombs they added in stuff to make Priests be able to OTK easier. Why not make them be able to OTK the other way easier? You know, the way that actually has some kind of setup that people can counter. There we go. Because, see, I'd much rather seeing that kind of, like, the Crypt Lord OTK Priest than I would seeing the Anduin OTK Priest. Because...
Oh, yeah, Shadow Reaper.
Yeah, because fucking... Here's the thing. My opponent has to first of all play a creature that they can hyper buff to kill me. Since just about everything priests have like that has huge amounts of health and is like just basically really easy to do that with and hard to deal with at the same time, it is fucking really annoying and hard to stop them doing the OTK anyway, even without a Crypt Lord type card. But
just thinking of changes that they made as back to a little while ago, like just because the Shadow Reaper Anduin thing got me reminded of cards that were changed.
Yeah.
Patch's intro has changed, and I don't like it.
Oh, they changed the way.
He is
like
no longer in charge now.
Oh, because they removed charge. They removed his
now
charge,
he
so
doesn't say, "I'm in charge." He's no longer in charge.
That's
now.
actually kind of great.
So I think he just said something like "Yahar" or something like that. And I'm just like, wow.
That's
what
his
a...
attack noise.
Yeah, I know. It's I hate it so much.
Like, I understand removing the "I'm in charge now" for thing because they removed charge from it. That's kind of funny with it, but replace it with something like related to that, please.
Yeah, because like in all honesty, the only good thing about Patches was his intro. I loved it. I loved his voice in the intro for whatever reason.
Like I don't
And
know
now
what
they've
you'd
changed
replace it with, but I don't know, like who's in charge or like fucking
Oh my god.
yeah.
Yes.
Because he's lost his charge now. He's looking. He's on a quest for his charge.
Yeah, that's it. Oh god.
Also, I just realized, like, Blizzard seems to think that the thing with abominations is when they die, they deal damage to things. And I'm like,
Oh yeah.
because there's only 2 abomination cards. Well, it's because that's how they did it in World of Warcraft. Like, a lot of the abominations archetype thing was, hey, I die, I then do an explosion AoE. Don't be in that.
Jesus Christ, I'm about to win.
I know.
I just switched off there for a second. I'm playing Hunter.
It's almost like hunters have got a ridiculous amount of aggressive tools. like
Hero Power, for example.
yeah. Well, the hero power is like the least powerful part about that kit, really. Like,
Oh my God.
yeah, exactly. See, they've got a bunch of these low-cost things that produce even higher stuff than normal for aggro.
Looks like Hogger's in charge now.
You mean Huffer? Hogger is the 6 mana 4/4 that summons 2/2s at the end of each turn, alternatively the 7 mana 6/6 that does the same when taking damage.
That's right.
You're getting them wrong. Fucking
Um,
fucking scrub, you never did Northshire Keep dungeon raid 0. Hound's in
I
charge
didn't
now.
mean to, forgive me. Ooh.
I think though
Nice.
that the whole Unleash the Hounds debacle that happened way back kind of shows how completely Blizzard doesn't understand how to balance their own systems. Like,
Yeah.
do you remember way back when Starving Buzzard was 2 mana and so was Unleash the Hounds?
Yeah. That was an interesting
And
time.
Blizzard thought that this was an okay state for the game to be in for nearly a year.
Yeah.
When
They did not know what they were doing.
yeah, they still don't
It
clearly.
was early days. That's true.
Not being the worst doesn't mean that they still aren't terrible. Oh. You're playing that risky there. What if I get a backstreet leper? Oh,
Heaven
goodness.
forbid I lose to this deck. Goodness.
I mean, we've seen it's possible. And the thing is, like, effectively, this deck has gotten some buffs to it. Like,
Yeah,
for instance,
that's true.
some big drops. Thank you, stupid people in Hearthstone community. I'll gladly take just being given greater win rates. I am sad though that Magma Rage is rated to. Oh.
Speaking of Magma Rager.
Yeah. I am sad that Magma Rager is now. I really, really wish that I could just go and do this right now and just. You know, just engage that effect here.
Oh my goodness.
Now, here's the thing. I'm holding my shades to ransom here. You can't hurt the Howl Fiend for fear of discarding my shades.
That's okay.
What will you do? Now that I am ransoming off my shades, how can you fight this?
Nothing at all.
But behold, he's still here!
Ha
You may have removed his +3/+3, but you've killed a shade now! Yeah, Bone Mare. You tried to balance them, but still didn't succeed, Blizzard. Let's go and life tap right into that curse. Nope. Okay. See, I can't wait for me to have no 4-drops in the deck, because the moment I draw my 4-drop, I die. Hello? Is internet work here? Skate. Scoot. I can't hear you.
Fluffy, snuggle, back.
Oh, I heard you for a moment there.
Oh, what?
Oh, there we go.
Hello?
Hi. Also, that's a nice hyena
Hello.
you've got there. Can you hear me? I don't think you can hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello, Scott?
So many.
I can't hear you right now if you're talking. Oh, I can hear you now. Hi.
So many.
Can you hear me?
Almost out of time.
Nope.
So you can't hear me. I can hear you
Oh,
now.
here we go.
Okay, you can hear me now?
We're good.
Good.
Yes, I can.
Because I'd been I'd been so like, that's a nice hyena you've got there.
Yeah, I heard that the first time,
Yeah.
and then you stopped talking, and I'm just like, oh, what happened?
Would be a shame if something were to happen to it.
It would be a shame if a cute little tabby cat were to be killed there, wouldn't it?
Well, I can get around it.
Oh. Okay, fair.
Would be a shame if I were to have a really shitty taunt.
What is that one card in your hand?
What is that one card in your hand? You've had that one card in your hand for a while now, Scott. Why aren't you playing it?
Well, I mean, I could.
Ah. Well, that didn't really work with what I was hoping for here. See, because the one card in my hand was this.
Oh! Get outplayed.
So I was like going, huh, maybe I can bait him into playing out that one card from his hand so I can play out this card from my hand.
Oh.
But it didn't work. Cause Lich King's too powerful. So this is like having a
yeah,
card
it's pretty
that's... So this is having a card that's good without its effect just makes it even more stupid bullshit when you give it a good effect. Because 8 mana, 8... Like, okay. I agree that there
I'm glad.
is a value to legendaries.
Okay.
Like as in, having a card be legendary should mean it's got a bit more value. But only a bit.
But... Okay.
Namely...
I could hear there was a but there.
Yeah, namely... one stat point. That is... Because there is not a lot of... Oh! Oh! I just realized such a good play if I survive this turn. I'm still gonna die, but... This is such a good play. If I live through this.
I'm so curious.
Watch. No ancient curse!
Oh! Genius! Oh, you genius. You know
I'm
what?
still dead because fatigue kills me, but...
No, you don't. You win. Out.
See? This is the kind of these are the reasons why I'm doing the Worstlock, because there is things you can do with this stuff together, and people are too dumb to realize it. Like, for instance, Ancient Curse, what's 7 damage to me? I think you mean 7 damage waiting in my opponent's deck after I King Togwoggle.
Oh my god, that would be such a good... Does King Togwoggle work on bosses?
I don't know. I hope so. I wish that he was considered bad enough to be in the Worstlock, but he's not.
Ah.
He's considered a quite good card for some reason.
That's a damn shame.
Even though, realistically, I guess the reason why it's considered a good card is because he fucks up your opponent's OTK stuff. So, if you're running a generic overpowered deck, you can then interrupt. But if you're running a generic overpowered deck, then your opponent's just going to keep the generic overpowered deck you've given them, and you've got half an OTK deck, so you fucking lose. So, why do people consider him a good card? He's really fun. I give him many points for being really fun. But he's not a good card. Because any scenario where you'd actually play him is one where...
Oh.
What?
No, I was just saying, yeah, the places you're going to play him are far and few between, where he's actually going to be useful.
Yeah, the thing is that anywhere where you'd be playing him are scenarios where, like, you've constructed your deck to already be bad. That's like the whole kind of meme thing of it. But in that case, you've been losing for the past at least 6 turns. Okay, at least 5 turns, because you might have the coin. You've been losing for the past couple of turns because you've just made a deck that's bad. How are you going to deal with this, by the way?
I have absolutely no idea.
Because your only way to get a draw from it is to heal it.
Oh,
and
wait.
yet it can kill your thing in the next turn.
I just killed him.
I mean, or you could do that shit. I guess that works too. Aha, but now I have this!
Ancient curse.
But, But yeah, like, if you're running a bad deck, then you've been losing for the first couple of turns, so King Togwoggle isn't likely to turn that around. You've probably already lost, in fact.
You wish to
Fucking...
forever.
Stupid ass face is fucking swizzled.
My deck good yet?
Where's my dice gone? I've been rubbing dice together in my hand and I just dropped one.
Oh no.
But, yeah, like, the other scenarios where you'd be doing it are you're running a generic OP deck in the hopes of using him. First things first, if you're running a generic OP deck, you are not running King Togwoggle, because he is not a generic OP card. But, beyond that, you're also... Let's remove this Ancient Curse from my deck. Or not. But,
Well,
yeah.
you tried. Points for effort.
I mean, I removed Demon Fuse, which is mostly useless. Twilight Acolyte is so fucking strong.
Yeah, it is.
It's a... You've... Like, what made Blizzard think this was a balanced card? If you're holding a dragon part of it, Blizzard, do you not understand the whole if you're holding a dragon part is completely, like, pointless? No, everyone is holding a dragon if they are running this card, and they don't need to sacrifice anything from their deck to do it, because they would already be running something like Ysera, or some, you know, dragon that doesn't need other dragons to be good. You give a bunch of cards like Draconid Operative.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness!
Dragon Hatcher?
Oh. Yep.
Are they golden?
Yes, they are golden.
Yes! That's all I wanted.
I actually can't believe that I pulled Dragon Hatcher.
Yeah. It's useless in my deck, but for yours it's not so bad. I mean, it's still fairly bad, but not so bad. But yeah, yeah, like I was saying, the only thing where I can see Togwoggle being actually, like, run properly is the, you know, generic OP deck as a way to slip up OTK decks. Or heck, actually just in any deck, it's a way to slip up OTK decks. But here's the thing, if you're running something and trying to actually be, like, competitive with it in any way, you're one of 3 decks. Aggro, which isn't going to be running King Togwoggle because of the fact that, you know, he's not that early game a card. Here, I'll help you get the Dragon Hatch out, except you'd already have made it, but whatever. You're even going to be doing aggro, so, you know, you're not going to get you're not going to put King Togwoggle in because, you know, then he's too high a cost for you to be actually running him in an aggro deck. You'll be running a generic OP deck, which you're not going to be doing... What?
I just made a misplay, it's all good.
Oh.
Yeah.
But, that's what you pull. Yeah. See, that's one of the ones which just is like, you don't... This is reason why priests, being the one, quote-unquote, dragon deck, don't run Dragon Hatcher. You know what, I'm fine with Vanguard Ranger dying to Ticking Abomination. Oddly enough. But yeah, so it would be either the aggro, the generic OP deck, in which case you're not running King Togwoggle because he's not generic OP, and, you know, it's just kind of bad like that. Or you're running your own OTK deck, in which case you're not running King Togwoggle because he fucks up your own OTK.
Yeah. Hey, there we go.
Hey!
Wow, I can't believe I got both Twilight Drakes as well.
I know. See what I'm saying about the battle cries being a whole big thing of a... They implemented a daily limit for friend challenge quest reward things.
Wait, what?
I don't know, it said you've reached the daily limit for friendly quest rewards. I need to look at this now. So what does my quest log say? Okay, let's try this. I'll challenge you to a game with this. We'll just go and do stand with it. And I'm going to... Because my quest is for Shaman or Warlock wins. I've got 60 or... What? What are you doing?
My game. My game. Why? I'm stuck.
But yeah, so like the only reason why in a competitive sense, like I understand entirely running King Togwoggle for fun. I love doing that, but even with running King Togwoggle for fun, you still have these same issues, which is that King Tog.
Still going to shit, dude.
Oh god. No. Apparently you've been away for 17 minutes already.
What?
Blizzard, you got a really good AFK monitor there. Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, like if you're running the King Togwoggle in like what reasons you would be running King Togwoggle are you're running an absolutely terrible deck and want to meme on your opponents, so you're giving them this shitty deck. But in which case you're losing to the opponent most of the time before you can even give them that shitty deck. And by the time you've given them that shitty deck, they've already probably gone far enough ahead of you that it's not going to matter. And therefore, you're not going to be able to have your fun with him like that. The only other reason, the non-fun reason, the like meta sense reason for him, is you run him as a way to slip up opponent OTKs. And like I said, if you're running a meta, you're running one of those 3 decks. So when you're trying to slip up an opponent's OTK, you're not going to be running your own OTK because obviously King Togwoggle will slip you up there. So you're not running him in that. You're not running him in aggro because he's too high a cost. You might run him in a generic overpowered deck because, you know, he's a way to slip up the OTK. He's not a generic overpowered card like the rest of your deck, but that's fine. Because he's just there to slip up enemy OTKs. Here's the issue. Since you need to swap decks with your opponent to slip up their OTK, you have now given them the generic overpowered deck. And that means that all of their cards that they're going to be drawing from now on are better than yours because you have a deck that's relying on an OTK. You don't have the OTK though because they would have parts of it. Like they'd still have parts of the OTK which they've already done. So you don't have the OTK. You've given them a deck that beats yours. They're not going to swap back.
Well, they will though because they're really dumb.
If they're, I mean, they're a Hearthstone player, so they probably will swap back and be like, oh, I've just given you the win, but fucking, you know, I'm just saying that any intelligent Hearthstone player, so, us, us and that one person I met called Spirit on Hearthstone, shoutouts to Spirit, you're actually fucking genius, man, you are brilliant as a player. You should do videos as well.
If by one chance or by some chance you're watching this, make
videos. Make videos. We'll collab sometime, you know. We can talk about how this game's fucking dumb.
Your soul shall be mine.
But
I'm your nightmare.
yeah, so that's the whole thing though with him is if anyone is even remotely smart with it, oh, this is not a hand I wanted. But if anyone's like smart with this stuff, then oh look, you fucking I can't do shit. You fucked up. You fucking twat. Get good. 1260, mate.
Oh, Doomsayer!
Yeah. The end is coming, boy. He knows it. And I highly doubt.
I'm not gonna lie.
I was gonna say.
I'm not gonna lie. I still. Oh.
What was that?
I'm not gonna lie. I still thought you were playing the Worstlock, even though we're doing a standard
Yeah.
duel right now. Just because you've been playing it so much, I'm just like, oh yeah, another Worstlock. Easy win, but no.
Doomsayer is not the. Doomsayer is a pretty good card, man. Even
yeah.
Even the thoughts at Blizzard understand that.
Let's show our guests a good time.
Ooh.
By the way, I did not know what a thought was until I googled it.
It's okay, I had to Google it too.
I thought it was like someone mispronouncing like thoughts.
Oh.
So it was like be gone thought. It's like I don't want to think of that. Be gone.
Be gone. Thought. No, that's a pretty good idea. I had no generic idea of what thought was, so yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what are you?
What is thought?
What is real?
Oh goodness, I've been recently. Oh, actually, I recently went over to a friend's place and did a D&D thing there. It was fun.
Oh.
Yeah,
Dude, love D&D.
was a really good time. I've recently been watching Team 4 Stars D&D thing with their stuff, and in their most recent episode, they like they're doing a D&D campaign with it. They were at a town and they had one of the shops there, because this is like a very homebrew campaign kind of thing. One of the shops at the town was called JoJo's Adventure Bazaar.
Oh, dude, I actually started watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yo, it's
amazing.
I know. What part are you up to with it?
I'm up to. I've only like started recently. I'm up to episode like 18 or 19. I'm with Joseph Joestar right now.
Oh, okay.
He's fighting the.
The spoilers, by the way, for the viewers. For
Oh well, yeah, I suppose.
yeah.
My bad.
Oh no, it's okay. Your audio cut out as you were saying it, so.
Oh, good. Okay, they didn't get anything then.
Yeah. So. But so now that there's spoilers, do you want to say what it was? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, you can hear me?
Hey. Yes,
Good.
I can hear you. Sorry.
Good. So
What's going on?
now that we've had the spoiler thing or whatever, do you want to say what you are up to with it?
Oh, right.
Because we've
I was
mentioned
just
there's
saying
spoilers
that-
now for it.
Yeah. So
I feel
keep
this is like
watching
a
at your own
podcast
risk.
almost. I feel like this is almost a podcast we've got going on here.
It's quite like a podcast. We're just talking about general stuff.
Yeah, we're just kind of playing. Oh my Jesus fucking Christ! This actually works at this point.
Oh? No.
Yeah, I know.
No.
I'm amazed
No.
I've gone it this early too.
No! I refuse! You can't!
This can't be
It's
true.
illegal.
It's not possible.
I'm scared.
I am fearful of this occasion at this moment. But yeah, so yeah,
Anyway, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
yeah, so what part were you up to with it?
I'm up to the part where Joseph is fighting like the three pillarmen.
Yes.
Because yeah, he's been given like rings that are put around like his heart aorta and windpipe. So he needs.
By the way,
to,
for
like,
those in
kill
the
these
audience,
bad
aorta
dudes.
means penis.
Not quite. Oh, that's a pretty good dynamite there. I better get rid of that.
Yeah, there couldn't be anything wrong with this. And the best
Oh no!
and the best part is that I think that what we've got right here is actually the best scenario for me having the Dinomancer, because I don't think I've gotten any of the cards yet, which I normally need to toss out to feed the Dinomancer.
Oh.
So you'll see what I mean with that once we get later on into this. So basically, you're going to get to see the true potential of this deck here. Oh, this is a nice little potential part of it as well.
Oh man, these heals.
He is the greatest Dinomancer!
That's very true.
But yeah, like, when I started watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I started watching from Stardust Crusaders, that's part 3. I didn't know
Oh, yeah.
that the earlier parts of it existed until that point.
Speak your piece.
Yeah, I did some research beforehand. I wanted to make sure that when I watch the show, I start from the very beginning. So yeah, I did that, and yeah, it's been a good ride.
Yeah, it gets, like, once the stands and stuff are introduced is when it really becomes, like, its own crazy thing. Like, it's still great in, you know, those parts, but it just becomes insane once you get to the other stuff with it.
Yeah, no, because I've been hearing like other people talk about it, and like I remember hearing like, "What's your favorite stance?" And I'm just like, "Oh, stance? I've not got to that bit yet."
Yeah, it's
So yeah.
Awesome. Like once you get to part 3, for the next episode of our Sodcast, I don't know. I don't know what I'm calling
Sodcast, what?
this. Well, because it's like a podcast thing I've got going
sod
here.
is, right?
Maybe.
You know what sod is, right?
I know it's
It's
used
a
to
lump
refer
of
to a
earth.
sad person.
Oh. That's not what I was thinking, no.
Now, are you ready for the true power of this deck?
Uh-oh.
Which one of them is the greatest Dinomancer?
They're both amazing. I can't... Oh, wow, that is pretty intimidating right there.
And it only gets greater. Now which is the greatest Dinomancer?
No, I see what this deck is now. I think I got the gist of it.
See, normally I have to discard these cards before normally I have to play these cards out before I get to the Dinomancers. But when I get this early, they are the greatest Dinomancer.
I don't even know how to deal with all this.
I know.
Like, how do you deal with that?
Like, if it weren't for the fact that if it weren't for the fact that I've taken so much damage already, like, this would be just bullshit broken insanity. I mean, it is bullshit broken insanity regardless. It's just the deck needs such a specific point to reach for this.
Here they come.
Is this the next time in charge now?
Oh goodness.
This is what
They are the greatest of them.
the Skulking Geist, by the way, is why I run Succubus over Soulfire.
Okay, yeah.
Because otherwise I, wouldn't be able to get into the position I want.
Oh man, I don't think my health is ever going to get so low that this is going to become useful.
Yeah. I don't know, there's a lot of great Dinomancers here that might beg to differ.
Come out, great Dinomancers.
Now, one of the things that I really, really wish that I had here was the, the Spirit Singer Umbra.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that would be pretty good.
Because that
my
would
God,
work brilliantly with this deck. It would pretty much never happen that I have him coming out with the Dinomancers, but... Especially because, it needs to be summoned it needs to be played from my hand for it to trigger. Because otherwise it would mean literally all I needed was a single one of them to die and then it's infinite Dinomancers across my board. Is this infinite?
I'm not sure, let's check this
No,
out.
we don't have enough Dinomancers for it to be infinite. But...
Oh, that's such a damn shame.
And this was the reason why they changed Dreadsteed. But we can replicate Dreadsteed with Dinomancers. I want to see this. We should do that. We need to work together to lock up a board of Dinomancers. The Spellbreaker comes too late, my friend.
Yep.
And does too little.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, it doesn't even help.
He is the greatest Dinomancer! I don't know why, but I just like to imagine that as literally every kind of, opening battle cry for these characters is going on, just over the top of it is just, I am the greatest Dinomancer! So it's just like the void. I am the greatest Dinomancer! We do need to go for that thing though, where we're just you know, where we set up an infinite defile.
Oh, absolutely we do.
Yeah, with these
That's totally
Dinomancers.
happening.
Okay, we are doing that next game. Because we can't do that this game because you've blown your defiles already. You've blown your load too
Yeah.
soon, Scott.
I'm sorry. I'm the fool. Have you got enough to kill aboard the Dynamite?
Yes,
course you do.
because what I need
What
to
was I
do,
saying?
because it's not quite. I need to like combo them a bit. What I need to do to fill up my board with Dinomancers is to corpse razor a Dinomancer and faceless manipulator to corpse razor the Dinomancer. Then I can have 5 Dinomancers.
Right. Yeah. Okay, cool.
And then we just need to work on setting them up so that they're in this state. And we need to see if Blizzard had planned for this. I highly doubt they did, and we might get caught in a perpetual game, but it's fucking worth it.
Well, let's just hope that Hearthstone doesn't crash again, because that would be a damn shame.
We will make Hearthstone crash with this. Hey look! You ended up reaching that health that you said you wouldn't reach.
Hey! I actually forgot I had 2 in this deck, yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's still unable to beat the greatest Dinomancer.
Yeah, it was too little, too late.
More like too little, too great. So let's do this now. You hold
Oh, yeah.
you hold your defiles. I'll try and get this. We are going to need to get quite lucky with this, by the way. Oh, just wait. I got a quest to win with priest or warlock. Let's re-roll that one. Oh, I've achieved the rank of shield bearer. It's crashed Hearthstone.
I got the Tauren thing.
It's crashed
Cool, I
Hearthstone.
got a golden deadly shot.
I've got to go back into Hearthstone because it crashed.
Oh.
The whole trying to check mark, because I just hit shield bearer and then don't bother going up anymore because fucking the rank scene is always so boring.
That's interesting. You need to win 5 games now to
Yeah.
win season chess.
Yeah, I know they've changed it up, so now you've got like you go down less from ranks, but you need more wins for each rank or something like that. I can't remember.
Okay.
It's some dumb shit, but it's so that like, you know, you don't it's so that the higher level players don't drop down as much, I guess, but by making it that I guess it's to make it that the ranks have got more meaning to them as opposed to just being like where, you know, a rank frickin' 20 player is rank 17 may as well be.
Okay.
But let's be honest, a rank 20 player may as well be rank legend.
Well,
For
I don't know about that.
for how much difference it makes in how they play.
Yeah, okay.
It's literally just this rank legend player had more money than the rank 20 player. Or the rank 20 player wanted to actually try and have fun with the game, whereas the rank legend just wanted to win.
Yeah, that's mostly what it is. It's like if you
Yeah.
want to win, you can win, but if you want to have fun, then you're not going to win.
Yeah.
Sad truth of Hearthstone.
I would say it's a inconvenient truth, but oh my goodness! The card back! They actually did it!
What?
They made something to rival the rainbow pack I lost. Not the rainbow pack,
Oh?
Yeah.
Yeah, the rainbow back.
Yeah, the rainbow back.
Well, the sparkles.
Yeah. Like, that's actually a really good card back. I'm gonna just make that my favorite right now.
Yeah, no worries.
We've lost the whole podcast aspect of this right now, and it's just fucking sparkles. I mean, heck, I guess that's the good thing with Hearthstone, is it's a good game to talk over because nobody cares about it.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Wait, why did I go down to Leper Gnome and you're only down to Shield Bearer with this new system?
I don't know.
I thought they were trying to make there be less of a jump, not more. I've never been down to Leper Gnome before. Except for when I started the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, you hold on to your Defiles. I'm going to need to get really lucky with my Dinomancers and stuff to make this work.
This is going to be a really long episode.
I mean, we're making this a podcast now, basically.
Oh, okay. This is a podcast.
Yeah, these are just the visuals for our podcast. And yeah, just so that people are entertained with us talking about it. People didn't know that we were getting into a podcast here when we started. We didn't know we were getting into a podcast here when we started, but this is now our weekly podcast.
Oh, weekly podcast.
Yeah, we're doing this weekly now. I just sprung this upon you without any warning, just like...
Yeah, no pre-talking about this. He's just like, you're doing this every week.
Yeah, this is your life now. Get in the bag.
No, not the bag, please.
Oh, god damn it, you're gonna get more out of this than I am with the mistress. Unless I kill it now. But, yeah. This is a pretty nice way to just talk about things and discuss the life and death that has gone on. But with us. I went to a funeral yesterday.
Oh, that's cool. I'll probably be going to a funeral sometime soon in the future, so that's really good.
See, it's that time in our lives where, like, the grandparents and stuff old
Dropping
now.
off, yeah.
I mean, they were old before, but now they're, like, dead old.
Really old. Yeah. So cynical.
No. It's a very light-hearted way to talk about it. Now they're dead old.
Side effects? No. Trust me.
They've olded. But yeah, it was for the a funeral for the principal of the primate school that I'd went to. I didn't know them too well or whatever, but I knew some of the people there, and we talked and stuff. And I was like, I have fucking come a long way since back then. My god. Don't you love how your Darkshire councilman you just put so much effort into just died to a free drop?
Yeah. It's pretty sad.
Welcome to the other thing my deck does, by the way. These Dreadlords are here because of the fact that normally I can't, keep all of my... Because normally I'm not going to get the Cruel Dinomancer thing. So instead I copy the Dreadlords.
That's fair. Dreadlord's a really good card.
Yep.
Just in general.
It is. In fact, it's such a good card that they kind of really should have balanced it better. Like... I mean, I guess it loses 2 stat points, but for that effect... Like... That's an Arcane Explosion every turn.
Every turn. Yep.
And yet it like, if you took away all of its stats and just turned this into a spell, and like, turned this into a spell, it's a 0-cost spell!
Yeah.
Yet fucking... Apparently... Though, I mean, honestly, I would, I would gladly pay like 8 mana for a spell that was like my opponent now has at the end of every turn, they fucking have everything on their field take 1 damage. I want Blizzard to design more things like that. Anything like that, actually. Like, cards which you play, which, like, the Death Knight cards, like the Frostlich Janna.
I've got a Defile.
Oh, that's good. I've got a hand with a Cruel Dinomancer in it, but it also has cards that aren't Cruel Dinomancer that I need to keep.
Ooh.
That's the unfortunate part, so I'm going to have to take a gamble on whether I'm dropping the Cruel Dinomancer. Also, don't play cards into this field! Unless you want to.
Yeah, I want to.
Oh, a naughty boy. I like that both Doomsayers go off at the same time. Oh, this is not
I
looking
knew the end
good.
was coming.
This is not looking good. I'm gonna need to get really lucky when I do the discard here. Cause yeah, every turn this is looking less and less good for me with that. But yeah, I mean, it was nice talking to those people that I'd known from primary school with it. I had my mum mentioning a lot about like how terrible I was back then. I'm like, yes, I was terrible back then. I was a stupid little kid, and now I'm an adult who's well aware of how stupid a little kid I was.
Oh yeah, I'm exactly the same, because I was just thinking like, my friends are just like, oh, don't you want to like look back at the old days? I'm just like,
no,
yeah, I was an arsehole back then.
Also, I'm going to have to ask you to kill your despicable dreadlord on my Devilsaur egg, because because if you like, not on the Devilsaur egg, on the Devilsaur that comes out of the egg, because it presents the opportunity here for me to potentially have another way of going about getting the Cruel Dinomancer set up. Wait a second. It occurred to me, since we're working together on this isn't actually as screwed as I thought it was going to be. But yeah, do whatever you need to do here, because it occurred to me there's a way we can do this anyway, without needing to rely on luck. See, so here's how it works. I unfortunately just drew my other Cruel Dinomancer, so there's no way this will actually pull it. But here's how we do it. We just don't kill this Dinomancer.
Oh, okay. I can do that.
Yeah, we
Or
just
not do that.
Yeah, we just don't kill this Dinomancer. I'll throw a bunch of copy stuff onto it, so that way, when we discard the Dinomancer, it all works out.
There you go. I'll give you a big boy to kill stuff on.
Yeah. Perfect. Oh, excellent. It looks like we're heading towards that pretty quick, too. It's,
I've also got both the files in hand, so that's
cool. That's good. Let's see if I go and copy that. So yeah. All I need to do now is get my other Corpse Raiser and discard the Dinomancer, which I might be able to have happen next turn because I've got the Succubus in my hand right now. So I just need to get the I just need to have the Corpse Raiser on one of these. Okay, that didn't happen, but that's fine. We'll just bippity bop. And now, we've got the Mino Dancers. They're the greatest Dinomancer! Now we need to just organize their health. And also get that other one in.
That's gonna be the hard part.
Yeah.
We've got a 4 here.
Yeah, so that can drop one of them to 1. So we can have a 1-2. So we can have a 1 health for 2. We need a 1 health for 2 health for 3 health, and 4 health. We can have the 5 health come in. Okay, we'll actually need to do a kill on one of them already. So because you've got your Gul'dan thing, the easiest point to reach is the 2 health one. So that will be the one we choose to sacrifice if things go wrong. Oh, that can work.
Let's show our
So
guests a good time.
this gets us the 3 health one we need.
Okay, yep.
So now we just need a 1 health thing to come in. Okay, first of all, yeah, we need a 1 health thing to come in. 4 attack thing basically. Oh no, a 1 attack thing. I mean, either that or 2 4 attack thing, 2 2 attack things will work, or a 3 attack and a 1 attack. We just need a combination of attacks or damages that will get this thing to. Wait, no. Yeah, we need 1. Fuck. Sorry, it's hard for me to think with this stuff. So we need a 1 attack thing in me, Bobby. That will just slightly graze this one.
Ooh.
Oh, it does work.
Oh no, that should. That yeah.
Yeah. That 1 attack. Adobe, I don't care. Oh.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, that just offsets it a bit.
Still works.
Oh, good. And, yeah.
Because I can kill that. I can kill the Dreadlord next turn
Yeah.
with my own cards.
Yep.
So it's fine.
So we just got this at the offset point here. So,
I can use the other.
and I can
use the other Void Walkers.
do that. So now we've got this thing set up here. Yeah, we can use the other Void Walkers to set this up. Perfect. So, yeah, we need 1 damage to be dealt to the 5/5 right now.
Wait, no, don't we want to kill the 5/5 so that we've got 2 cards?
No. That's the 5/1. We can wait the next turn for that. But we need just throw one of the Void Walkers into the 5/5.
Should I kill my Dreadlord?
No, the Dreadlord should be fine. Because the Dreadlord's keeping them
Okay,
all
then.
at the same ratio. Nothing The
You're
Dreadlord
right, yep.
killing them doesn't matter at all because they'll all be the same health distance apart.
Yep.
And that gives me this new one here. So now I get to make the new one. Now we can infinite Defile, maybe! Let's see what happens. Do we break the game? Let's go. So question, Scott, can you play any cards?
I don't know. Let's check. Well, I played a card.
Okay.
I don't know if it did. It's sort of just sitting there for all these Defiles.
I guess this is finding out if the Defile has a limit on how far it can go. Oh, it does! Defile just stops at some point.
Well, I can end turn, so let's see what happens.
Defile does just stop at a certain point. So let's
Well,
count.
that's no fun.
Let's Defile and count how many Defiles there are.
Okay, well, I've still got one in my hand. So
yeah,
I can do that.
exactly. So we'll
Alright.
count the initial one as well then. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14! Odd number
Yep.
to stop at. Also, I love that all we're hearing during that is Dinomancer! Dinomancer!
Yeah, just Dinomancer and screaming.
Dinomancer!
Such agonizing pain, and we're just counting how many screams are there.
That's one angry scream of dying. 2 angry screams of dying. 3! You think that that taunt can stop the greatest Dinomancer?
I just wanted to hear them scream again.
Well, are you ready to hear a lot more screaming?
Oh, yeah.
You really do just hear, like, from all the, between this, because the scream happens, like, the way it works is the scream occurs at just right at the greatest part, so as a result, all you hear is Dinomancer and screaming.
Oh, well, that was something.
That was the greatest Dinomancer. Oh my goodness.
There you go. There's the episode title. Hearthstone, the greatest Dinomancer.
Yeah. Or scream Dinomancer. This is the greatest Dinomancer.
Oh god.
Oh goodness.
Greatest Re.
Now I feel like I should name this deck just the greatest Dinomancer. Oh, am I gonna lose this deck with the next season? I think I am.
Oh really? Why?
Does the greatest Dinomancer disappear? It's
Oh,
Ungoro.
no, does it?
Is Ungoro slipping away?
No, no. Yeah,
I'm
yes,
checking.
no.
I don't
know.
think so, because Ungoro came out in the year of the Mammoth, which is the year we just had. Or the year we're having. Or
Yeah.
whatever the fuck. Because Blizzard doesn't know when the year bloody starts.
We're losing Old God Karazhan
Yes!
and Gadget Sam.
The greatest Dinomancer
Ungoro
remains!
too.
The greatest Dinomancer!
Not gonna lie, I'm gonna be really sad seeing Karazhan go.
Yeah, there were some cool things from it. I'm just pissed off that I'm losing my fucking warrior deck. And my giant kill paladin.
Yeah, the Giant Kill Paladin is a real.
Have you seen my warrior deck? You've seen my warrior deck, haven't you?
I think so.
It's the one with the Dead Man's
Probably.
Hands and Cold Light Oracles, which I keep shuffling into the deck.
Oh yeah, that one. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it never ends.
Oh wow,
with-
yeah, I didn't even realize, but yeah, Dead Man's Hand Warrior actually takes a huge hit.
Dead Man's Hand Warrior wasn't a
That's
thing!
Well, I mean, it was for like a day.
Fatigue,
and then it died.
that was Fatigue Warrior, and that didn't run Cold Light Oracle. That ran a bunch of stupid draw, and people were too dumb to actually use it the way it should have been used, the way I'm using it. My opinion is right, and everyone else is factually wrong. That's how this podcast works. But yeah, that was a fun time. It was interesting seeing Defile have that. Like, okay, so here's the question: why did they change how Dreadsteed worked?
I don't know.
Because if Defile has that cap, why did Dreadsteed need to be changed? Defile was clearly the reason for it. And I'd guess that because with Dreadsteed, Defile became just 14 damage to the entire board for 6 mana, which is broken.
Okay, yeah.
That's the only reason I can think of it being like that. Because, you know, I
Well,
doubt...
it's a pretty legitimate reason.
That is a good reason with it. I do agree with that. That is something Blizzard saw, but I'm kind of disappointed, though, that they still had the foresight to put it like that. To make that there was a cap for how far it went. That they didn't just be like, oh, it will never go to infinite now because we fixed Dreadsteed. Because that seems like something they would legitimately do, and I'm sad that they didn't fuck up. Blizzard, I expected less of you. And normally I get that.
What is this?
Normally when I expect less of you, I get even less than I was expecting. And I'm not sure how that's physically possible. But you managed to do it normally. But you didn't do it this time. And I hate you even more because now I have to be slightly proud of you for not fucking up.
Damn you, Blizzard, having some sort of quality control.
You're not normally like this, Blizzard. So you can either keep not having quality control or have quality control. Fucking be selective. Don't be selective with this shit. Anyway, how long has this been for? I was meant to do the Worstlock here. Instead, we've had a 2-hour podcast thing of us just fucking about with Hearthstone. I'd say that's a good place to end off with it. Any ideas for next week? If we end up doing it weekly. Any things that we should talk about? Any things we should look at, perhaps, so that we have something to discuss and fucking rant about?
Let's not give the viewers any spoilers now.
Oh, of course not.
They have to stick around and wait till next week to find out what the topic's all about.
That's why I'm cutting off this recording right